Hello everyone, my name is Maria and I am known as the Wise Elder, a figure respected by all. My life has been serene, dedicated to offering advice and taking care of my garden, an oasis of peace and wisdom. However, one day, the serenity I so loved was shattered. A very close and trusted person committed an act of infidelity, shaking my world and leaving me in a state of disbelief and pain. The betrayal came without warning, like a storm breaking the calm of a clear ski. This act not only broke trust, but also propelled me on a path of introspection and the pursuit of wisdom, to face the reality of betrayal and find a way towards healing and understanding. It was the beginning of an unexpected journey, marked by pain, but also by the hope of redemption. The betrayal was discovered abruptly and surprisingly. That day, as I tended to my flowers, a trusted friend approached me with a somber expression. The words that came from his mouth were like poisoned darts. The person I trusted the most, someone who was almost like family, had committed an act of financial infidelity, diverting funds from the community we had worked hard together to build. At first, I refused to believe it. How could someone I had guided and supported, who had shared so many moments and confidences, betray me in such a way? But my friend presented irrefutable evidence, documents and testimonies that exposed the magnitude of the betrayal. The pain of the revelation was sharp and immediate. I felt how trust crumbled, leaving a void of disbelief and betrayal. But I did not allow myself to be immobilized by pain. With determination, I confronted the traitor, seeking explanations and facing the disappointment head-on. Although the answers I received were evasive and full of excuses, the deed was done. The betrayal had not only affected my heart, but had also put at risk the well-being of the entire community that trusted us. It was a double blow to my personal trust and to our common project. With a heavy heart but a clear mind, I knew it was time to act. Not only to seek justice, but also to repair the damage done and protect those who had been indirectly affected. The betrayal had changed everything, but I would not allow it to define the future. It was time to face the consequences, heal and rebuild, both personally and as a community. Armed with the truth and a determination tempered by years of experience, I approached the traitor. There was no room in my heart for unbridled anger. Instead, there was a firm resolve to face the situation with the dignity and wisdom I had cultivated throughout my life. The encounter took place in a familiar space for both of us, a small park that had witnessed many previous conversations, now the scene of a much graver confrontation. As he approached, I could see in his eyes a glimmer of fear mixed with remorse, knowing that the moment of truth had arrived. I began not with words of condemnation, but with questions designed to open a dialogue. I wanted to understand, beyond the betrayal, the reasons behind his actions. What had led him to break trust so drastically? Was there something that we, as a community and friends, had overlooked? As the conversation unfolded, I shared reflections on the nature and impact of infidelity. I talked about how each action creates ripples that affect not just the individual, but also the entire fabric of the community. Trust, once broken, is hard to repair, and the scars of betrayal can linger for a long time, altering relationships and undermining harmony. With each word, I sought not only to confront the act, but also to offer a perspective that could lead to reflection and, hopefully, genuine remorse. I spoke of the importance of loyalty and honesty, not as mere virtues, but as essential foundations for any true relationship and healthy community. Throughout our conversation, I could see changes in his expression, from initial defensiveness to a painful understanding of the magnitude of his actions. Although he could not undo the damage done, it was essential that he understood the profound impact of his decisions and the responsibility he now faced to amend the error. The confrontation concluded, not with a dramatic goodbye, but with a kind of silent understanding. There were seeds of remorse in his eyes, but only time would reveal if those seeds would germinate into true change. I walked away from the confrontation feeling a mix of sadness and relief. sadness for the loss of a relationship I once deeply valued, and relief for having faced the situation with the serenity and wisdom that only years can grant. Although the future was uncertain, I knew I had acted with integrity and had offered an opportunity for redemption, not just for the traitor, but also for the wounded community. Wisdom doesn't always bring comfort, but it always offers clarity, and with that clarity, the path forward becomes a little brighter. The sun was setting slowly, staining the sky with golden and pink hues, as I sat in my favourite spot in the garden, reflecting on the recent events. The confrontation with the traitor had left a bittersweet taste, a mix of pain for the betrayal and relief for having faced the truth. Now, it was time to look forward, towards the resolution and the lessons this chapter of my life had left me. The community had deeply felt the impact of the betrayal. Trust, that delicate thread that binds us all, had been damaged, and the task of repairing it would not be easy or quick. However, there was a tacit consensus that we all wanted to move forward, heal and rebuild what had been lost. The resolution would not come with a grand gesture or declaration, but with small, consistent steps towards reconciliation and understanding. As the conversations continued and actions to amend the damage began to take shape, I found myself sharing one last piece of wisdom with those who sought my guidance. It wasn't a magic formula or a quick fix, but an invitation to reflect on human nature and our capacity to grow even amidst pain. I talked about infidelity, not only as an act of betrayal towards another, but as a betrayal towards oneself and one's own values. Every decision we make, I said, is a reflection of who we are and who we want to be. Infidelity breaks the promise we make not only to others, but to our innermost essence, and repairing that breach requires honesty, repentance, and a genuine commitment to change. Trust, I continued, is like a delicate plant that needs constant care and attention. Once damaged, it requires even more dedication to heal and bloom again. But even in its most fragile state, trust has the ability to regenerate if given the right environment and necessary time. I urged them not to rush this process, to allow themselves to feel the pain, but also to seek hope in the possibility of renewed trust. I also spoke of personal growth, of how even the darkest moments can teach us valuable lessons about ourselves and others. The betrayal had hurt me, yes, but it had also offered me the opportunity to reassess my relationships, reaffirm my values, and strengthen my resilience. To each of them, I reminded that we are much more than our worst experiences. We are also the lessons learned, the strength found, and the wisdom gained through them. As the conversation flowed, I saw how my words resonated with those around me. Some nodded, others shared their own stories and reflections. It was evident that the betrayal had affected them all in different ways, but it had also awakened in them a quest for understanding and growth. Over time, the community began to show signs of healing. Initiatives to repair the economic damage bore fruit. Relationships began to rebuild. And though the scar of betrayal remained, so did the determination not to let it define our collective future. The story concluded, not with a happy ending in the traditional sense, but with a deeper understanding of our fragility and our strength. The betrayal had been a hard blow, but also a catalyst for change and reflection. In my heart, I knew that each one of us, including myself, would emerge from this experience with greater wisdom and a renewed appreciation for the importance of trust, loyalty, and the human capacity to overcome even the most difficult challenges. Thus, as twilight gave way to night and the first stars began to shine in the sky, I reflected on the power of human resilience. Life would continue with its ups and downs, its joys and sorrows, but always, always, there would be room for learning, healing, and hope. And in that thought, I found deep comfort and a quiet certainty that come what may, we could face it together, strengthened by the lessons learned in this difficult but valuable chapter of our lives. And so we conclude today's video. Thank you for joining me in this narrative of wisdom and reflection. If it has resonated with you, if you have found in these words some comfort or learning, I invite you to be part of our community. Subscribe to the channel, share this video with those you think could benefit from these lessons, and leave us your thoughts in the comments. Each story, each interaction helps us grow and learn together. Until next time, may you carry with you the light of wisdom and the strength of the human spirit. God bless you,